morning, everybody, and welcome back to Aurora Esports. I know you just saw us on the broadcast, but we're going to be hopping in with the second matchup from the exact same division to close out this division's seeding. It's going to be the Highland Horsegirls versus the Pittsburgh Puffles on Aurora Esports Clash Season 9, Week 3. I'm one of your casters, War. Joined alongside of me is Corey. Corey, how you doing today? Is my internet bad right now? Am I cutting out, or am I good?
No, you're
Okay, perfect.
crystal
Sorry.
clear to me. I'm doing pretty well. I had a scrim at 5 and then casted the P.E.K.K.A.s and Waves at 7 and going right into another game here. So all
The
four
triple bump.
all four teams from that division are playing tonight, actually.
Yeah, and it's basically a battle. I mean, it was a battle for third and fourth, but it's a battle for first and second. And I mean, although the first and second seeds, I believe, don't like lock your spot in playoffs, it's a really good start to the season. And it basically like, if you get this like first seed, it basically like gets you in like almost a mathematical guarantee to be like one of the top teams going into the end of season. So definitely looking forward to both these teams playing tonight and seeing who comes out on top. Do you have any predictions for tonight, Corey?
You know, I've been been talking to Booney a lot the last few days, and I
Hmm.
honestly think they have the keys to take down the Puffles. Now, that might be controversial,
Hmm.
but and dare I say, whoever wins this match is just the best team in the league right now, right? I mean,
I think that's not
I,
controversial at all.
I feel like these are by and large the top two teams in the league right now. I mean, regardless of record. So it'll be pretty interesting to see um, how it all shakes out, really.
Not gonna lie, I think the Waves and the P.E.K.K.A.s who just played are really good too. And I hate to get in this like I feel like we've gotten in this situation where like oh like this group is just like the best group like 100%. We had that with the group that Melon was in last season as well too.
Right.
Like everybody's saying like oh this is just the best group. The point of this group is just gonna win the entire season. I feel like this is a little bit more of a legitimate argument for these teams. In my opinion, I think these four teams are like all really, really well developed.
Oh yeah. 1 second. I've got a little bit of a interesting
No
project
worries.
going on.
We will be seeing a bit of a Venture versus Venture matchup. I know we all expect Void Fiber to be maining on this hero, but Frost has also been playing a lot of Venture throughout the season in scrims, in games, so we'll see how this matchup goes up. Obviously, Frost had a little bit of an SR differential, and getting marked out by Tanic B on this backline angle. Void Fiber is actually going to be the first one to fall by Melon. That's why it's so dangerous with this team. Melon and Yak just such a dynamic duo on these angles. But Sonicronic is going to push in very deep, trying to help support this angle. Tanic B's turret does go down. And it looks like the Horse Girls have early control of this first point. And a good start here. But Sonic is going to try to push back into this fight. Xenobaba drops dangerously low, and Void's actually going to get the dig up onto that kill. Sonic fighting back into this fight with the help of one of the most expensive players in the draft, Void Fiber. And although he does not have that much ult charge, Void Fiber definitely putting in a number with the kills that matter.
Oh, 100% agree. And I think this is kind of like pick your top two players in each team, right? Like Void and Tannic B versus Melon and Yak, and it's kind of like probably going to be that the whole night, right?
I think he's somebody who always gets like criminally underrated. I believe he has one of the highest like win records in all of our esports. Bit of a dig off between the two venture players. As Frost does manage to reset the position, but Melon comes in with the hazard ult. A rush to counteract that, but that's not going to reach the point. However, Booney's rush will. That's straight directly through the point, and Melon able to capitalize off that a lot. Frost gets the trade onto their mark in Void Fiber. That's going to be a point cap for the side of the Highland Horse Girls with still a sizable time bank in their way.
Yeah, that was a huge. I'm sorry, chat. I'm working on the. I don't know what happened with the stream elements. Uh, they just.
Oh, gamers, that was not a pause.
what the. uh,
Arm.
Ready for battle.
This is very suspicious, I would say.
Don't worry.
Um,
You know, playing this game for too many hours over time, you kind of just know everything about it. So, uh,
how long does it take to cap a point with 3 people, Corey?
um, I don't know. Like this, like hybrid.
Yeah, like if you have 3 people standing on a point, how long does it take?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know the exact time. I'm gonna say it's around like 10 seconds though. All right, so the prod is fixed, right? Chat. It looks
You can
normal.
check.
I am on a little, I have to do like 10 different steps on my own computer to make prod look normal-ish to the average viewer. So,
Oh, why am I getting added? I'm a moderator, guys. Cannot be right. This must be warophobic.
first seed doesn't guarantee playoffs. No, it does not because
Yeah.
you playing 1/3 of your season
least
well should
Strudel's-
not guarantee playoffs.
Yeah, Strudel's mentioning that because of the Paramount pastries, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
started 3-0, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Strudel.
I'd love to talk about these comps, but I kind of already talked about them.
Wait.
We'll see if the defense goes a little bit differently for the side
Whoa.
of the Puffles here.
I
But,
wonder
I mean, you
if
also
Melon
have
and Yak will
maybe
go
one
in.
adaptations on attack. Yeah.
It's true.
Sliced Bread able to put down a ton of damage on this Wii character. He's really doing a lot, spamming out the team. Now, Frog gonna try to activate into the backline. Has to get forced out and uses that drill to escape there. And a good job of really holding down the line. It feels like the side of the Puffles are a little bit more grounded in their defense. Really just holding this right side towards point, but unfortunately Void Fiber is gonna go down a little bit early. A nice wall there from Melon to cut their former teammate off and out of the fight. And now with the point ticking away, the Puffles may have to give this up, and unfortunately for them, the match restart actually a strategic move by whoever the lobby leader is, because this is a slightly bigger time bank, only slightly though.
Yeah, getting an extra like 40 seconds here is a gift, but it looks like maybe more advantageous fight positioning after.
Yep. Trade out onto Melon though, and that's gonna really drain out this time bank. The cart has not pushed like one of the most oppressive like chokes, not just in King's Row, but in the entire game, and that's really the choke I'm gonna be looking at. The Puffles to set up on hold, and they have a lot of ults to hold this down here. Void Fiber is the only one who is not have theirs, but every other ult online for the side of the Puffles. There's gonna be an early rush again by Booney here, with a Molten Core to help defend out this back line. And that's gonna spread basically all the way around the point, but a beat back in by Xenobaba, and matching rushes on the other side. Tanikby, the first to fall in this fight. Void Fiber trying to get active into the backline, but forced out by Melon, and trying to live in this core. They cannot for that much longer. Sonicronic does manage to get the trade out, but the cart is making its way forward, making its way through. The Horsegirls seem to be taking this point at least to the second part of this stage of the map.
Yeah, and we're really seeing, the Melon Yak in effect here. I mean, to me, Yak is like falling like 20 HP every single fight. He just never dies. It's kind of a miracle, but a lot of ults coming out here, potentially. Starting with Blade.
Oh, and an early braid to catch Tanic be in that small room. That's very heads-up play by Melon. A nice wall onto Void Fiber as well. Oh my gosh, the dynamic duo doing it yet again. And that might push the cart the entirety of the way. If they just stack 3 people on, it's only going to be Sonic Chronic who has this bomb for the touch, but no other ults to support it. And you have multiple more to send back onto the backline. Sonic Chronic is going to get booped out. Has ult and Venture ult expended, but Sonic is on the point. Unfortunately, the supports, the backline, all falling down here. And a mech may be able to get one, but I don't think the team captain is long for this world. May be able to get one more trade for their troubles, a bit more time off the clock, but really not much in the first few moments of King's Row in this match.
So, Hazard's spike wall actually stops Venture underground?
Yep, so does the Maywell as well.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever really seen Hazard played into Venture like in comp or anything, so.
I guess that's a interaction that Melon and Void probably a little bit more familiar with their
Right.
hero pools. Void Fiber only one with ult online right now, has the Tectonic ready to rip here, and that might be a turning point. He wants to pop it here before Booty is able to generate his ult, and he will do just that. Sonic Chronic catches 2 off the destruction that has been created, and Melon decides she just wants to get out of the map, out of this fight, and take a quick reset here.
Yeah, actually, as I'm watching, it looks like perhaps one of the hero bands has been cut. So let me.
The hero band has been cut? Oh, I see. Oh, on the prod. I was like, is somebody playing a band hero?
No.
No. Rush from Booty. Initiating the fight, and Yak very close to this blade as well. The duplicate from Tanic B showing his prowess on the flex support characters coming in on Venture, dig out onto Melon, seeing if he can find anything as a trade. A nice sleep, by the way, by Sandy here. And now multiple ults to use here, but Sonic Chronic very, very low in this fight. The blade expended, but the bomb is going to be traded out in the back of the fight. This is a really scrappy fight, but it's Melon and Yak, the dynamic duo, still able to frag out, facing off against Sonic and Void Fiber, a dynamic duo in their own regard, and Melon is going to go down. Yak a little bit split off from the rest of the team here, and may be able to get out alive. Nice grab of that mini health pack to try and keep their team up, and Frost helping a tiny bit with the escape as well.
That was a big boop by Frost. Actually, they saved Yak from certain death against Sonic to reset there, but.
An aggressive fight taken. Nano utilized onto Sonic Chronic. The sliced bread, unfortunately, first to fall to that hazard perk. Very powerful one indeed. And now the ult situation is looking a little bit dire for the side of the Puffles. And sliced bread, unfortunately, going to be caught out. The Sonic Chronic doing their best to defend, and Slice with a really nice boop, forcing Yak to really escape from the territory. Now Void coming in with a Tectonic, trying to catch Zainu Baba on the ankle, but immediately cut down. And now, in exchange, Frost has the ult of their own, and it's just staggers, it just touches onto this point that are going to be the only hope for the Puffles in this moment.
Getting over a minute there is huge for the Horsegirls. Certainly feeling pretty good going into the defense here, but oops, player cards, my bad.
Oh, player cards. It took me so long to figure out how to get rid of those.
I know, and I wish maybe there is a setting where you can keep it disabled when you're a spectator, but it's always popping back up and I forget because I don't really the only times I spectate are for prod, so.
I was trying to farm clips for a YouTube video, and I had player cards the entire time because I didn't know how to get rid of them. I didn't know it was possible.
Oh my god. Oof.
Oriful, very oriful video though. So swaps are going to be coming in for the side of the Puffles, maybe taking a little bit of inspiration from the former Grand Finals champions Zimbabwe Zebras, Tanic be moving over onto the Pharah with the sliced bread pocket. That's an MVP, not just MVP, Grand Finals level MVP pocket. And not really much to deal with it. And that's one of the things that I sort of noticed about the side of the um, Horsegirls in their composition specifically. Like, they tend to play a lot of this, like, double flex support. They do tend to run the cast a little bit, but that's really the only hit scan they like. I mean, a couple times under the Soj as well, but it's very susceptible to this Pharah Mercy that the Puffles are going to be leading with.
I agree there. It's very double flex DPS heavy from a lot of the Horsegirl comps, which so far has been working out very well for them. But, you know, we'll see. Because there is the Pharah wreaking havoc on pretty much everyone right now.
In the entire goal for the side of the Puffles, they just need to play slower towards this point. You can see the health bars draining out sort of a lot for both sides, actually. And Sonic Chronic is unfortunately going to get demech towards the point. Now the support line kind of caught out for the Puffles. Void Fiber also on an island of their own, fighting off against Frost, but it's not a fair fight indeed. Yak's going to be there for the cleanup as well. And Melon's going to cut Sliced Bread down for size. Fights in the spawn, and they do actually get a trade onto Melon, so if you get a quick reset here, it can still be an advantageous fight for the side of the Puffles. But Sonic Chronic needs to make sure that he doesn't go too deep into this fight, and they do catch out Frost, so now a player advantage for the Puffles, and maybe regretting chasing too deep into that spawn is Melon.
Yeah, you get the Mercy with that violent leap, but was it worth it? I don't know. We'll see in the next 20 seconds here.
Melon is going to be here for the recontest. Booney very close to this rush on the point, but Sonic Chronic almost has this bomb as well, and technically he's going to be the first one to drop blood onto Zenu Baba. It's sort of a question of touches or who can even defend this aggression from the Puffles, and I don't think anybody is here to answer that call. Melon, she's going to be forced away, and it might just be time to die or time to get out. And two players going to be left to that far spawn, and that's the green light for Sonic and Void Fiber to start chasing inwards.
They're not going to let any prisoners remain. They're going. Okay, maybe Frost, right? But
No, they
No?
want him to. And you can still hunt these because they're still down. This is basically going to be a 4v4 with one person in the spawn for the side of the Horsegirls and the other one on the cart for the side of the Puffles. This is a fair fight to take.
it definitely is. A lot of ults on both sides here as well. Ooh.
So we kind of a question of who pops first, who gets the trade first. Melon's going to go in with the downpour, catches out sliced bread. Now all the side of the Puffles need to do is don't use ults here because you got one basically out. That's going to lose you the fight, but now you're going to have an advantage coming in with all 5 ults on the cards for this upcoming fight. It's just a question of which ones you want to use and will you overuse it, because the beat and the rush, like very good ults, really kite away or sustain a lot of these. Yak, oh my gosh, the deflect just been moving. An attempt at a res, but it's gonna get cut down. Tappy going a little bit aggressive with his ult there, and he get sliced by Yak with that Dragon Blade. And still a very favorable, not just ult exchange, but trades for the side of the Horsegirls.
This Yak gameplay is disgusting.
And it feels like the Puffles are rushing these fights a little bit. You have to clear out these positions because Yak and Frost can just put themselves in such very awkward positions. You sort of need Sonic or Void Fiber to go up and clear that space for Tanic, and Tanic to really play this slow fight. But now we have 3 ults versus 3 ults, both support ults online still. And there's gonna be a rush from Sandy. But it's just gonna be a kite out. And it feels like the ult use is just a little bit better for the side of the Horsegirls. Beat's gonna be invested into this fight. Sonic's gonna be dueling Melon on the backline, but Sandy is gonna fall first. But just Tonic not really finding much value for Void. But Frost is gonna go in with it as well. Has that double the excavation perk. Both TPS are going to be hunting down Tanikby for the side of the Horsegirls. Meanwhile, Sonicron still in the back line, getting chased down by Melon. And now the support of the team. They might actually have to back up. It's going to be back to a 5v5 fight. Everybody clicked Q. And now we're right back to square one. Very close to a barrage, very close to a blade on both sides. And Melon almost has that down for herself as well. The downpour is going to be invested. It does catch out onto the Mercy. Sliced Bread is going to fall down, but they're trying to trade it back. And Tanikby does catch both supports there with the help of Sonic Chronic. An even fight here, 2v2. It's DPS versus a tank and a DPS. We're talking about Void Fiber and Sonic Chronic. They need to be heroes in this fight. And Void Fiber is going to be forcing out Yak on one side, where Sonic Chronic forces the other angle out. But the team still needs to get back into this fight, and Yak is actually going to be left on this backline. Sandy, who just made the swap onto Ana, has to be super careful making this rotation, because Yak does show themselves, and now the focus of the Puffles are going to be split in this fight. And at any point in time, Yak is just the green light, has this blade, can pop it into the backline. Both tanks exchanging onto the Venture. And Yak trying to win this with the blade here, even though they're down one. If he gets a kill onto Sonic, he might just be able to, and Sonic is going to be forced out onto the back there. Now in a duel against Booney, and Booney is going to end up winning that one. So now an even fight, and all support needs to be shown for Tanikby here, but it's actually Sandy who ends up getting the kill. Xenobaba wreaking a bit of havoc onto the back line, and actually a res that's going to allow Sonicron to get the mech. Sliced Bread comes in at the exact right time, and now they have ults, but Booney very soon to be back with this rush, and definitely going to pop it onto the point. They want to be able to win this fight. A Valk is going to be exchanged, as well as a Tectonic from Void Fiber, but not able to catch the target they want, and they're going to fall to Melon. And now, kills coming in for the side of the Horsegirls. They want to end this one now. And Xenobaba does live that nade. However, Tanikby gets the kill onto Yak. Melon's going to be the danger player with their ultimate. But it is going to be a nano onto Sonic Chronic, who still has this bomb, so a lot of time to be stalled onto the point. Unfortunately, the backline has been completely shut down, and it's all on the back of Void Fiber. Sonic Chronic, what can they do in this fight? Void Fiber goes in, trades one, but it's a trade, a 1-for-1. Now the tank's fighting onto the point. It's going to be a DMAC, but the bomb comes in. Melon used the wall smart, doesn't have to use the block. Now tries to slice Sonic Chronic out of this remech, but unfortunately not going to be able to get it. Sonic Chronic looks up, tries to contest this high ground, but Frost gonna pop the Tectonic to try and get back to the point. If Tanikby can get back into this fight, is gonna have their ultimate, but the beat is dropped. And the overtime spawns are just a little bit too far. The Horsegirls pick up map number 1.
That's a huge map to get for the Horsegirls as well, knowing that they did not pick the map, and they had Zarya banned, the diva. Bit of an interesting exchange happening over there, but
Yeah, I think the issue for the Puffles there, I think they just really need to play like a little bit slower into the opposing comp. I mean, like you can't let like Yak and Melon like thrive in the situations where they're able to dive on you and like up the tempo so much so that you can't react. Like they thrive like popping ults in the spawn, and you saw that happen a lot. Like blades were popped in the spawn, like downpours popped in spawn. Like even sometimes they're like going aggressive with support ultimates in spawn. Like you need to be able to like kite out these ultimates, which I saw the Horsegirls doing a little bit better job of than the Puffles, but definitely still a very contagious, I think that's a word, right? Probably contagious map on both sides. So we'll have to see where the Puffles decide to either take us next or decide to ban next, and then the Horsegirls will get a chance to take us.
yeah, we'll be right back after a quick break.
are the purest. Perfect, perfect.
And welcome back, everybody, to Aurora Esports Season number 9. We have the Pittsburgh Puffles versus the Highland Horsegirls, and the Horsegirls have taken theirs to a 1-2-0 lead, and the map choice for the Horsegirls actually is going to be Ilios and bans on both sides. The side of the Puffles elected for the first ban, and they want to remove this hazard. Definitely a problem. Melon on that character on the previous map. And the ban on the other side of things was that far. Definitely a very dominant character on Ilios, but Canopy finally able to go over to their bread and butter character in this May, something that is, I think, definitely been a staple of a lot of the winning rosters that he has been on. Early fight breaking out towards this point. Melon comes in with a slam, and Tanakby is actually going to be knocked right out of this fight. Early, Zainu Baba's dropped dangerously low, and a little bit of slide around these walls is going to keep them safe. And an early fight win, sort of, even though they only got 1 kill for the Horsegirls here. And you really have to sort of deal with Melon and Yak the same way here.
I'm so sorry. I was fixing Brad, and I forgot to go on someone, so that whole fight was happening. I was just looking at the freaking statue way up the coast.
That's okay. Hopefully people love my beautiful voice, and really gotta like that beautiful kill by Tanakby there. As Void Fiber tries to clear out this backline, Yak is gonna be able to get the health pack, and Void Fiber in a very dangerous position, but Sandy gonna be there for the support, only just for a little bit though. Tanakby is gonna be there for a lot of kills, and the point did flip over in that time, so a really nice fight there from the Puffles, able to get themselves into a very advantageous position. Sonic Chronic already built up this bomb, ready to go, and very close to some support ults here, but Melon also closing in on these mines on the other side of things. I think this map is going to come down to how well can Tanakby mark out Melon's engages here and stop these big slams from coming in just like that. And looks like a bit of util already forced. Pulse bomb comes out on from Yak, goes a little bit wide on the sliced bread there. The sliced bread trying to keep Booney in towards this point. Sonic Chronic doing a lot of terrorizing in the back line, but the trades are going to be coming in favor of the Horsegirls. But Void Fiber trying to turn this one around. A beat invested as well to try and keep their hero up. And Zainu Baba so Ajax speed for Zainu Baba. Didn't have the moves. Now that's going to be disastrous for the side of the Horsegirls, losing, I guess, both of your support ultimates in that fight.
Not ideal in the slightest. I got a front row seat to that Ajax right there as well. Sandy's saying we didn't see it though, so, you know, if they didn't see it, maybe we didn't see it.
Mines are going to be dropped onto the point, but the Blizzard's going to be there to freeze it out. I actually didn't know about that ultimate interaction. That is so sick. All the mines just completely evaporated, but unfortunately, the Sonic Chronic's mech's going to evaporate, and so will Void Fiber's health bar, as now it's just touches on this point. A likely fight win with those mines for the side of the Horsegirls here.
That was low-key, like, kind of mean. Sliced Bread just ran out of range of Sandy so that they couldn't TP back to their team. But, you know, guaranteeing the 99%, right?
True. That's what matters. Now it's a very precarious situation for the side of the Horsegirls. We have multiple ultimates to use. I wouldn't be surprised if they go faster. There's a rush utilized to try and catch out this hit onto the backline. Seikuna and Yak trying to do a lot of damage. But it looks like the Puffles are a bit split on the side of this rotation. They do manage to pick up Seikuna, making a 5v4 fight on towards the point. But Sonic Chronic's HP bar very, very low. A really nice wall from Tanakby, though, that catch both supports right inside of it. And now Yak has to be a hero with this Pulse Bomb to use. They're actually going to be escaping outside of the point. With Melon still alive, there's a lot of potential for touches for the team. They just have to make sure they get back in time, and they have the ultimates to swing this fight. Almost both DPS ultimates online, but Void Fiber's going to go first with their own. Seikuna does get that trade, though, but needs to keep themselves alive, and they're going to pop the blade right on top of Sonic Chronic's head, and cuts down Sliced Bread on the point, but Sonic Chronic is going to invest this bomb beautifully kited, but the point is going to flip in this time, and at this point, Sonic Chronic, you got to get out. The point's flipped around. If they sag you out on this point, it's going to be so bad for the entirety of the team. That's exactly what they're going to do. Zainu Baba gets the last second kill, and now it's Desperation touches. This match is completely flipped on its head.
Yeah, and you're looking down 4 ults from the Horsegirls. I mean, with an opening pick there as well, it's looking like this is all she wrote for the first point.
In a lot of cases, if I'm Yak, I'm just panic throwing that pulse on point when you see it hit 99. But he didn't even need to use it. Saved it for the last moment right there. Froze Sonic Chronic right out of this match. And Horsegirls showing they can still turn it around after a little bit of a disastrous start on this map.
something you really want to see from the Horsegirls there, despite starting out pretty rough, not having the ult advantage until probably the last 2 fights only, and managing to pull out a point win there, especially with Yak not on Genji. I know Saikana is good as well, but I mean, Yak was looking different last map on the Genji. So far, Sonic Chronic and Void Viper not making as much noise as they have in the first 2 weeks. I don't know about you, but it's just my opinion.
Yeah, definitely
don't
agree.
cancel me for it.
No, I 100% agree. And I mean, you can see it, like, looking at the stats, looking at the kills, looking at even the progress through this match. Seems to be a bit of a disconnect. Botanic B definitely trying to prove us wrong, and so is Void Fiber, as they managed to just completely clear out, wipe out this high ground here. And Void Fiber just wants to keep chasing this onto Saikana. Does manage to get the trade on the point.
They heard
And
us.
all you're left with, yeah, Yak and Melon in the back line, but I say all you're left with, that's still a scary duo to deal with.
I'd be happy to be all that's left with for my team. Be a good
Yeah.
team right there.
I think that was Melon's draft planning. Just Yak and Melon. And the rest are just
Yeah.
left with whatever. Oh, point flip does come in though. From the duo we were just speaking about, and Sonic Chronic on the other side of things just gets demeched. And looking at these fights, it feels like you're just so split from each other. Like Sonic Chronic is so far in, but the supports are still going to be setting up onto this high ground. Not a lot of time to help out. A trade does come in onto Zainu Baba, but the point's still in favor of the Horsegirls, and so are the kills. As Sandy and Sliced Bread just doing their best to get out. Sonic Chronic, they're back to help. But at this point in time, if you're just looking at the ult bank, it's just so much in favor of the Horsegirls.
It's not looking good. Oh, but a huge
Saikana?
rooftop stagger here.
Oh, Melon? Pulse goes a bit wide. Yak does manage to get a kill. Slice Goat in 1v1 versus Zainu Baba, and Tanic B goes in and seals the kill away. But mines are going to be utilized onto the point, and Sonic Chronic's caught directly in the middle of all of those, but does have the bomb to utilize, trying to clear out some space on this point. I don't think they're going to let them get the flip for free, though. Definitely not, especially with Saikana still alive. Oh, actually they do. And Saikana going to end up falling here. Does have Blade for next fight, but probably not looking to use it very shortly. Yak's recall has been forced out. But you look at the way that the Horsegirls are playing, they don't like have like pre-fight, post-fight. They don't have like, oh, stop and go. They just like are constantly hitting the back line. That's what you kind of have to do to this like Lucio on a comp.
Oh, for sure. You gotta keep the pressure up always. Don't let the Ana get too comfortable settled into one spot.
Sandy does feel a little bit comfortable here. Gets a kill onto Booney and a sleep onto Melon in the backline, allowing them to make this rotation all the way to point. And now nice little kill and ult advantage here for the side of the Puffles. But Yak is going to be on their second pulse. We'll see if this one manages to hit his shot, and he does not. Sometimes those are really hard to land though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make fun because it's not like I'm hitting any pulse bombs either. So
I'm 0-0 famously, but I never miss because I never try. Oh, another good sleep by Sandy onto the point, and the beat from Sliced Bread to help stabilize there. Tanic V takes out Saikana.
oh no.
Zainu Baba with a beat that feels maybe a little bit late, but no, it's going to keep the team up as Melon does get the mines onto the point. And the early advantage that the Puffles had is going to be beaten out by ults there. And you do hang on to the blade for this last fight, but you do have the bomb for Sonic Chronic to reply with.
That was I think a little bit of an interesting dupe, knowing that the minefields are on point. You can't really get too much space there, but oh, 1-for-1 trade
So
here.
gonna trade it early, but a nice trade there from Melon. And yeah, close to the Third pulse. Will this one hit? Will this one be the difference maker they need, or will it just be neutral kills this time? Void Fiber is going to go down, but Sandy's still able to hold onto this high ground position and keep Sonic running up in this fight. Nice booster kill by Sonic towards the point as Snakena finally gets his blade online, but it's going to get poked out. No, doesn't. Gets the kill onto Tanic B. The point on the precipice of flipping, but hey, get back on! Sonic Chronic, you need to be in this fight. Gets the squish on the booty, and they're back in. And now Void Fiber, perhaps Tectonic have to get back to point and have to get the kill onto Zainu Baba. Now, personnel advantage for the side of the Puffles, but Sonic Chronic is gonna be so low in this mech, and Yak still a danger man in this fight, gets the D-Mech, still hanging on to this pulse to try and fight back into the fight. Now Tanic back onto this Tracer, looking to catch out the rest of the team. Sandy TP's in on the Kiriko as well. But Melon doing a great job of stabilizing onto this point, and it might flip back into the Horsegirls' favor here. Yes, it does, and the pulse and the double kill from Yak is gonna close it out. The Horsegirls take Ilios 2-0 and take the lead 2-0 as well.
My goodness, that was.
Play of the game.
I mean, I was just watching the act for like the last 30 seconds there, and that was. I don't know if he really missed any shots. And he landed the stick on the Void Fiber.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Thanos in this lobby. 3 pulse bombs built just on this second half. Like at least 25 kills there for the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, and if you're
One of the most expensive players in the draft.
the Puffles, you're gonna be kind of sitting there wondering, what do we even do? I mean, you know, you've picked the map first, you've banned first, and they. I mean, let me be clear. They were great bans both times. It just has not mattered. Because as you can see from Melon, they have. You could argue 3 very high level tanks, and so you can only ban one at a time, and then that leaves the other 2 open for the taking. And
Yeah, and we'll have to see exactly what they do after a very short break. We'll be right back with some more Aurora Esports action. And welcome back, everybody, to Aurora Esports MN, featuring the Highland Horsegirls and the Pittsburgh Puffles. And this time, Pittsburgh Puffles are going to attempt the map pick, sending us over to Route 66. And the bands also in on this map. Tracer will be cut, and Devo will be cut. That's going to be the Puffles and the Horsegirls bands, respectively. We're seeing the graphic we have now on stream. That looks really cool.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of that. Having that be available is really cool, and it's informative at the same time. So I like it. And as we given the R here, I will take us back to the in-game screen. Actually, let's go to the caster screen for a second. Why not?
Initiating match.
My God, look at us, our beautiful faces. Oh,
It's totally
who
us.
doesn't like us, Corey?
Yeah.
No, that's me, IRL. That's you, IRL, too.
Well, yeah, pretty true. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take it. You know, if I can be as handsome as 1990s David Duchovny, I'll take it.
If I can be as handsome as some random art drawn of me, I'll take it. And Sonic Chronic unfortunately has a diva cut, so we'll be seeing a bit of monkey gameplay. Hoping maybe to counter out this Yak Genji, but also would look really good into the Zarya if Melon does end up staying on that character. The one thing I do worry about kind of on this map is the how do you deal with this Freya in the sky? You don't really have much to poke it out. I mean, Tanakby can shoot a few bullets up in the air, but it's still gonna be really hard to like clear out the style that like Melon and Yak want to play in your backline and also deal with the frontline pressure.
Melon actually staying on the ball here, going a few different heroes in spawn, but it'd be interesting. It looks like the Puffles may have predicted that, you know, going the Torb.
You definitely want the Torb to be forcing out this ball from the high ground. It seems like a lot of forcing is going in favor of the Horsegirls here, contesting over this high ground. The Sonic Chronic does manage to lay claim to it, but the turret for Tanakby has gone down in a very precarious position that the Puffles are sitting in because they're just passively losing space in every single one of these fights. They're not able to fight this back onto the backline. The moment they go for a hit onto Seikana, I mean, it's just completely healed up, and you don't have the follow-up to really hit back into it. They do manage to turn this onto Melon, but the issue is you can't really target out this Wrecking Ball all that much. I mean, the turret does a really good job of marking it to some extent. You still have to do a lot.
That's true. I mean, it's kind of like an assist, right? Like a helper. But Sonic are kind of farming on the Winston, though. I'm not gonna lie.
And he is getting good hits onto this back line. And they have managed to stall at this point, like, right between two high grounds, which is kind of the position they want to play into. But they need a way to, like, solve this cart, and maybe they don't if Void Fiber just keeps on, like, getting these good hits onto the back line of the Horsegirls. I mean, Booney's in a very precarious spot, too. And Yak's gonna get shut down there as well. Tanakby managing to also escape with their life,
Sonic?
and just blew in the feed, including Sonic. Nice. He was like, I can't let the enemy team get a kill. Got to keep them all on donuts. So, you know, it's smart. It's
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
don't understand. Average viewer don't understand.
You know, fully committing to the kill there, I guess.
Yeah.
4
Now a few ultimates online. Blade is gonna be popped as well as both rushes. And Sliced Bread just shuts down Yak on the angle. Void Fiber gets 3. And speaking of aura farming, that guy is insane. Holy.
You know, maybe they're onto something with this Tracer ban.
I hope so, because you only get one map of it. Sekina over onto the Cassidy a few rounds ago, hopefully trying to mark out the dive onto the backline a bit more, but when you have these snowballing ults, a lot of them in your favor, it's still really hard to deal with, and unfortunately Yak is not going to get the health bubbled off by Sonicronic. Heal's just not there. And the side of the Puffles are holding on to 3 ults and 3 very powerful ults for just like zoning and stabilization at that. It's like very close to the high noon, but you can just beat that out. You can just primal that out and be perfectly fine. Looks like it's going to be an early beat from Sliced Bread, trying to go aggressive into the backline, force out the Suzu. Zainobaba's going to come in with that secondary later beat, so maybe another ultimate to be added, and that's going to be Sonicronic into the backline. Sekino is going to pop the high noon to try and trade this one out in a 2v2 in the backline, but a 3v3 as you try to hold on to the high ground, and Zainubaba dropped very, very low. The turret assisting a lot of these kills, and Sandy managing to get one for themselves. Melon finally gets his trade back, now playing onto this Hazard, but in a very dire situation here. As Corey, it looks like the momentum has completely shifted unless Melon can become literally hers. The team is going to be back in this fight. Booney fighting back into this one, but the angle's just really, really strong here. And you have a Venture on the point to help force it out, and Seikona actually gets the trade on a Sonicronic. So maybe the Horsegirls making me eat my words, trying to turn this one around. Melon has to tuck her tail into the building, and unfortunately, even though they got a tiny bit more cart progress, I don't think this will have gone nearly as much as they hoped it would for the Horsegirls. And the Puffles finally look to be taking control of this map.
This is exactly what the doctor ordered if you're the Puffles here. You need to get some momentum back, and most importantly, you need a map win here, right? So they're giving themselves the best chance possible by only needing to go around 60 meters to win. So I'm really interested to see what the Horsegirls choose for defense here. I mean, obviously you want to play to win this map, but are they going to go for like a close hold, or are they just going to go with a similar comp to what they were running and just hope that they can do the same thing back? It looks like similar comp to what they were running and hope they can do the same thing back wins.
Zainabama showing the Ana here. So you have a little bit more healing output, but in return for a little bit less like backline stability. Especially when you have like Void Fiber who can just dig onto the backline and like dodge any of the util, and Sonicronic can just bubble that high ground off. Very dangerous line for Zane to be playing, but if they can make it work, you can get a ton of value here. Sonicronic going to be on the Hanzo here, looking to spam out whatever tank Melon is on primarily, but it's also going to do a lot of work for the poke against Seikona and Yak.
It's probably going to be a lot harder to run the Winston on attack than it was on defense. Okay, never mind.
But hey, if you just squad wipe Melon, can't be too sad about that one. Sonicron to take this jump up onto the high ground. The angle's already being taken onto this point. Corey, this one might be over before it even started. As the entirety of the Horsegirls sent back to spawn.
Yeah, you know, maybe they should have done the little play for, okay. A very decisive Puffles win on map 3 here.
I think you were cooking with that Tracer Band call out.
Oh,
Yak
yeah.
0 and 5. I hate to call it out, but
Oh my
not
goodness.
the best showing for the entirety of the Horsegirls there.
Not even a single kill. I mean, they were looking like server admin last map, like map 2, right?
They were server admin last map, if I'm being so honest.
That's
They ran that thing. And oh, how the turntables. Wow. I guess we'll have to see if the Pittsburgh Puffles can turn it around, because hey, I mean, you can call me a doubter. Like, I did not believe it. I thought we were having a 3-0 after map 2, but They turn that one right around. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going for map number 4. We'll be back after a quick break with more Rory Sports action. Stay tuned, everybody.
These beats are the purest. Roll it, roll it.
Initiating
And welcome back, everybody, to Rory Sports. And we've seen after that last map a resurgence from the squad of the Pittsburgh Puffles. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going here on the map pick of the Horsegirls. It's going to be going to Suravasa. Now the bans also coming in. We have a ball ban from the side of the Puffles and a venture ban from the side of the Horsegirls. And finally see the big two's heroes completely targeted out. Venture completely cut, so Void Piper going to be moving on to the Reaper, and I think that change might be slightly a little bit more drastic than Melon going onto the Hazard, which she's sort of been terrorizing throughout the series. But I'm looking forward to Void to potentially prove me wrong here. Give me a showing of how dangerous Void can be on other Flex DPS characters.
Sorry, I'm just like, I was totally zoned out there. But, interesting. The Void Fiber Reaper. I don't know if we've seen this.
Oh, I mean, it's paying off. Early kill onto Frost. You have a very, very broad comp against comp that definitely favors more onto the dive, but a very flexible backline. And Frost actually making the swap over onto the Torbjorn, trying to match a little bit more. I was gonna say I felt a little bit weird about that Torb pick. I think the Reaper is a little bit better. You at least match Void Fiber on these angles.
I really like this Void Viper Reaper. I think, like, obviously banning Venture is, like, the smart pick. But, let's be real, like, with the state of other Flex DPS heroes right now, it's not really, like, as much of a gotcha as, like, banning the Yak Tracer, right?
Need Dread really early in the fight. A very nice wall from Tanikby yet again. Unfortunately, Void Piper is going to go down. Now a player advantage for the side of the Horsegirls. And yeah, early to that pulse. Some good damage out onto Sonic Chronic, trying to get this point flip over in time. So even if they lose this point, they will get a chance at another recontest, and they kind of get it to that point. I mean, they'll probably be able to get back on at least if they do end up losing this one out. But they did have to expend an ult to get it. I don't think that really matters because it's Yak and he just builds a pulse every 5 minutes. Or every
Yeah.
1 minute.
Every 5 minutes, huge pulse.
Huge pulse. He hits a pulse every 5 minutes, builds one every 1.
That's just true.
And Melon comes in with nothing burger of an ultimate. Okay, Sonic Chronic walks down this back line and trying to pressure out both DPS for the side of the Horsegirls. It's gonna be Zainubaba who falls instead there, but Yak's still controlling this angle very, very well. And now an even fight towards the point, but Sonic very close to this annihilation, as well as Tanikby with this Blizzard, but they're not going to be in this fight. Sandy just managed to get the trade onto their counterpart in Booney, but Sliced Bread caught inside, needs to get out. They do manage to almost escape, but no. Yak's going to be able to catch that trade, and the point is still in favor of the Horsegirls here, ticking away at the time back. Now the flip is going to finally come through, and Frost is going to be dead a little bit late in this fight. Sonic Chronic. Now, we're trying to reset this position. They do have time for a touch here. It's either going to be Melon or Yak going to be looking for it on this angle, but you have a lot of great defense faults to use. The Blizz is going to be invested, and the beat just a little bit late from Zainubaba. No. And now Yak left to be the hero onto the point. Maybe the 5-minute stat is going to be proven right as he does miss that pulse there. But they do manage to get out the Reaper Blossom for their trouble, so still not a really bad first point for the Horsegirls, but they definitely are seeing the tides turn right in front of them as the Puffles take point 1.
Something perhaps a little unexpected, right? But they're playing this kind of like older style brawl comp really, really effectively, and they don't really have an answer from the Horsegirls don't have an answer for it, like the May Reaper, and you'd hope they find one sooner rather than later. Otherwise,
And everybody clicks Q on point. And the pick's going in favor of, maybe I don't want to speak too soon. Okay, Sonic Chronic, just pop that ultimate, see if you can trade one out for your trouble. Yak is going to be able to get that trade, but hey, this is still a winnable fight for the side of the Puffles here. 2v2 towards the point, and they're actually going to get a flip in their favor with Sandy completely holding down the line, just oaring off Yak on towards the point. Void Fiber shooting back Melon on the other side of things, but Melon is going to come in quick with that trade. But now Tanikby back, and that stall is going to be big, in the hit onto Yak is going to completely even up this fight. And now Sandy very close to this rush. You can hold on to the point for just a little bit longer. That's exactly what Sonic Chronic is going to try to do. They're going to rush right back in to this fight, but you can't leave this point here. You can see Sonic Chronic being super, super patient with this one. Doesn't want to extend too deep. Now Void Fabric gets a nice hit on the backline. Everybody's distracted on one angle, and now Booney explodes on the other, and now Sonic and Void combo for a second one. Sliced Bread with the cleanup. Corey, this is a brand new Puffles team, and they are looking good.
they're looking better than good. I mean, they've lost like 2 fights in the last 2 maps here. It's just crazy.
Another Blizzard again to lock down this point in the last second. Melon and Yak again close to their ult, but they need to be a hero with these one. Unfortunately, the 5-minute timer hasn't gone up for Yak, and Melon gets frozen out. Has the ult, is gonna try to use it here, catches none because of the Suzu! Sandy looking like Meme Supreme on the support line. And the freeze, the Blossom! It's peak, it's peak!
My goodness. Call Void Fiber
Sorry.
the closer of the way that these Reaper ults are coming in last second to secure the point. Wow. No, I was saying, my goodness, to like, it's just the variance in like these individual fights. I mean, it's, you know, it was Melon and Yak the first like 2 maps, and now it's back to Sonic and Void Fiber, right? So I don't know.
think one of the issues is this comp, like, it just plays, like, so well. You're talking about the old play of Overwatch, just like hard brawl style, and it feels like the Horsegirls comp's a little bit, like, discombobulated. They aren't really playing, like, as much off of each other, and you use the beat, but you're down Booney in this fight, and sure, you get that extra HP, but the health bars can slowly tick away, but still even trades towards this point. And Sonic is just gonna clean that one up. It's looking absolutely disastrous for the side of the Horsegirls. They do have a lot of ults to use in this next fight, but both support ults very close to being online for the Puffles, and they have great responses to whatever, I guess the side of the Horsegirls throw at them. Technically, it's gonna be forced out on point though. Block and wall have to be used, and they're really caught in this awkward position. Has to fight for themselves, and Booney's gonna get that trade, but Beat comes in, and unfortunately Booney's gonna go down right on the point. Frost with a hero blossom, trying to savor this moment, savor the fight into the favor of the Horsegirls, trying to turn this one around, but it's still a very scrappy one, and the 5-minute timer has hit. Sonic knocked down. And yeah, good for 2 in that fight. Again, 70%-ish. So they will have time for another fight, even if they lose out this one. But they have to be cohesive with these fights, and they used a lot of ults to even turn that one around. And now you have an Annihilation and a Death Blossom to fight into maybe a close on the not just this point, but this map as well.
It all leads up to this. There's a lot of ults on the board for the Puffles. Only one for the Horsegirls.
The downpour goes in, it catches Sliced Bread, gets a nice boop, and gets some damage out onto Melon. But is it going to be enough as Sonic does punch that one down, but they still are at a player disadvantage, 4v3, but Sonic, the great equalizer, gets another in that Annihilation and saves the form for a bit longer. But now Yak back onto this point, fighting back, and Tanakby seems to be the target. Yak, good for not just 1, not just 2, but 3, and cleans up Sonic as well. And now looking to chase back this backline. Melon makes a swap over to touch, but I don't know if they're going to need the touch because it looks like the Puffles are going to be giving this one up and giving the Horsegirls a chance at life, a chance at this map.
That was put the team on your back level carry from Yak in that last fight.
Sonic gets utility force early, has to use the block and the Suzu force as well. Wraith force from Void Fiber. And don't count your eggs before they hatch here, if you're a Puffles fan, because this is looking very dire. I mean, it's basically utility used on cooldown, and the stabilization just isn't there. But a 1-for-1 trade and a Blizzard onto the point. This has been good to close, but maybe to open, it's a completely different story. With both the DPS and the tank and Sonic still fighting towards this point, and good trades have been exchanged, and they do manage to turn this one around, but it was at the use of that Blizzard, and really nothing used for the Horsegirls, so you can still really have a good shot of fighting back into this point.
I would agree with that. It was looking like the Puffles were like a little bit lost at the start of the fight, but the Horsegirls never capitalized on that, and an early Wraith forced out of Frost ended up meaning that he was the first one picked. And
the pulse, of course, goes
right
by.
at
No 5
right at
minutes
10
yet.
minutes. There's 2 pulses.
That is true. The math is mathing. And Void Fiber is ulting, but the beat is going to come in from Xanubaba to help stabilize onto that. And now they're going to be able to fight through with that one. Yak may not be good for the pulse, but it's good for 2. And now Frost with a cleanup Blossom. Says you guys do all the damage. I'll get the cleanup onto Sonic there. Void Fiber gets in as well, and gets taken out. But now they only flip with 85%, so it's basically one fight territory. If you're the Puffles, you can get 2 to 3 good fights here. You can take any of these chances to win this one out. And the Horsegirls had to use a lot of ultimates in that previous fight. So I'm looking for Sonic, Sliced Bread to be closers with this beat, with the Annihilation. What can they do here? It's gonna be an early beat, help save up the entire team on the point. And now Melon sort of left in this back line. They might try to save here for last second touches, trying to get their team back in a little bit better time. Melon tries to get the kill onto Voidfire, but is slowed out by that slow field. But Yak and Frost, okay, fine too. When the team needs it most, now Tanakby using an ult in a fight that might already be lost here. But Sonic Chronic is trying to equalize this, but even on the point gets 2. She's just too good. And the flip did come in for that, so the damage is definitely not like as bad, and you still do manage to quell. So the Puffles now maybe only gonna have one more chance at this point here.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to get the point back when they've got Rush and Doom ults into only Ramattrel. I think that last fight was the prime time to use Ramel after you pick the Lucio first, because they're not gonna have speed to get away. But
now you have options to stabilize in this fight, and you have damage from the front line. Meteor Strike comes in, hits the back line, and Sliced Bread has already been caught out. And now Sonic Chronic needs to become the hero, needs to get 2, maybe 3 of this ultimate, and Sandy manages to get 1 in as well. So now it's just Frost on the point, the DPS, and Melon trying to stable on this point. Yak's gonna be alive too, and Sandy very, very weak. Yak goes in, gets the recall out, gets the kill. Now it's on Melon. Can she get the touch in time? Yes, she can. And they're so good at bouncing back and forth like ping pong balls on the point. Touches. And can the Puffles identify the threat? Can the Puffles look towards the point? Melon may be caught out, but has the healing now. And now it's an even 5-on-5 fight, but closing ults. You're talking about it. Void Fiber looking for this Blossom. Frost has it online too. And oh no! The C9! No! Disaster!
Yak and Melon tried their very best. I mean, they tagged that 4 times in a row, I think. But
yeah, wow. Yeah, the Puffles. Puffles, dude, if anybody on this cast watches this back, they're gonna be like, what is War saying? I'm really sick, guys. It's the only reason, trust. Anyways, Puffles tie up the series 2-2 against the Horsegirls, showing that those 2 maps mean nothing when you got the momentum that they have right now.
well, I gotta highlight this from Dyer in chat. Yak is a demon sent from hell, he says. Honestly, if if you're in the Puffles, you might be feeling that right now, right? So, what was that 3-1? I believe so.
3-1 on Sarvasa, yeah.
It all comes down to the big map 5. Only four options here.
Dude, where do you think they want to go for map 5? I don't know if you want to go to a break here. I'm fine talking over this.
Yeah, I'm good too. I'll put us on the break screen so that they can see the score. And I mean, it depends on who picks the map, right? Because let me look at what they've already banned. So the Horsegirls have already banned May, Farah, Tracer, Venture. So, and wow, the Puffles have banned. Wait, no, that was the Puffles bans. I don't even know anymore. Honestly, it's a mystery.
It looks like the Horsegirls will be opting to ban first, by the way.
Okay.
Which I think is a good choice when you only have like push left, or maybe sometimes you only have flashpoint left. Like, you get to leverage your ban not just to like remove a character, but to like protect a character too. You haven't used a Ramatra ban yet, and I think that can be super powerful to force Sonic Chronic off a character they seem to be like really comfortable with and picking up a lot of momentum on.
Yeah.
Melon, I think, has a little bit more of a broad hero pool, where the tank ban like may affect her, but like not as much though.
I think you might want to go Coliseo or New Queen Street to try to get the ball out of play. Because you know that Melon would go probably Hazard. And Sonic can just go Diva and hope and pray that Tanic B goes like Torb or May, and Void goes Venture, and that's good enough to get it done on the support line, basically. Okay, and I'm completely right. Runasapi. Despite knowing that they can't ban Ball or Hazard, they're going to Runasapi. Which, now that I think about it, that technically is the best Diva map of those four, I think. So
Yeah.
that could be it.
Which gives Sonic two options, which I think is like might what they're playing for, you know?
That's true.
Because effectively, like, I'm not saying this is Sonic's not flexible. I'm saying like you already banned Tanic off of Pharah and May, and you already banned Void Fiber off of Venture. Like, who else are you targeting on this team? Like, it has to be Sonic. I'm sorry. Like, you're not banning the Void Fiber Reaper. No offense. It was peak last game though. But like,
That's true.
I don't think that Protect banning is worth it here. Really, I think you just like take one of Sonic's characters and just like
Or do you ban Torb?
take him out. You could ban Torb. I
Allows
worry,
the Tracer and the Ball to be fully.
but you just go the May and you play like more front to back. I think. I mean, the Far is still like a decent look here, in my opinion.
Ban Wu Yang.
Huh?
Ban Wu Yang. You heard it here.
Horsegirls opting to ban the wing character. Okay, interesting. I mean, Sliced Bread was good on that character, but I feel like the Puffles are just gonna like, I don't know. Can they not just like force Brawl the exact same way they did in the previous map here?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they can. Yeah.
Like, you have the long angles and you have that one high ground, but like, hear me out. Just don't take the fight on the long angle. Just wait the cart and like brawl the corners. Like, the corners are like super oppressive on this map. Like, if somebody's rolling at you, there's not many angles like for them to roll from. It's either like, on most points, it's either from your right, from your left, or like behind or in front of you. You know?
Doomfist. Doomfist ban.
I think it's an alright ban, especially if you've already taken out the Ball and the Hazard. I think Melon primarily likes to stick to the brawlier tanks, even though they have gone Zarya and Orisa when they have been needed to. I'm wondering if this might be a situation for that. I mean, the Orisa could do well to just like wall into them, and if you combo like the Zarya with the Frost Reaper, which they have shown like a little bit, I think that might be also pretty powerful.
It's a good point. Yeah, and then there's not many like good options left, right, on map 5 for banning. Ideally, you would want to have your best ban options like on like maps 2 and 3 or 4.
I don't want to call this too early, but and I don't think I am by saying this, but if this is a reverse sweep, would this be the third reverse sweep of the season?
Might be more than that, honestly.
Yeah, there's been some crazy.
I know I've had one.
I know there was one in week 1. I forget if that was you guys or not.
Initiating match.
I think it's both of us. I think the Horsegirls reverse swept the first game, right? First game of the season.
Oh, the
They waves.
Bangkok reverse swept. I'm beta.
Yeah, and Hyrax is reverse
your
swept
team,
the
Savage Storm, I think.
Storm. Yeah.
Yep. And then on map 1, or like match 1 of the season, Highland Horsegirls reverse swept Wampus Waves. So there have been 3 this season, and like
At least.
3 in like 3 weeks, by the way, like basically.
Yeah, there might be a fourth. I feel like there's a fourth one we're forgetting that may not have been streamed. But regardless,
We'll guarantee it. It's gonna be a fourth after. There'll definitely be a fourth after this if
One.
um if the Puffles manage to win this one out. And they are going to be opting for the exact same strategy as the previous map. And Melon's going to be onto this ball. It's again a question of like, can Tanic be on the mate, deal with the ball on these angles. You do have a lot of brawl potential on this map, but you do also have some really good space for like ball to play into. Like down these long angles, and a big slam to start off this fight. Nice Suzu from Sandy though to really help out the team. Sonicron now punching in towards the back line here. But they do manage to stable up on this high ground. Unfortunately, Slice Bread does go down. Jackson cuts that one out, and the support line just completely taken out of the fight. Sonic Chronic is going to fall as well. And the Horsegirls taking an early lead in Renasapi.
I mean, the Yak Tracer is just too good. And the Puffles might be in Pekka's territory right now, like, because the Ramatra is good, but who exactly are you gonna go on in this comp, right? That's the question.
You don't really have a target. I mean, you use it to hold space and like hope your Void Fiber can like go in just like that. And I know Sandy gets the kill in the kill feed for that one, but that's all off the slam from Void Fiber. Unfortunately, Sandy is gonna get traded out in exchange though. But yeah, playing around these rooms, you can get still a lot of value from this Ramatra, and you're holding down a lot of space in here. And Melon just has to roll through and try to contest the cart. If you get good walls, if you get good like slows from your mate, or some nice boops from Sliced Bread as well. Pulse Bomb does hit, yeah. Technically is gonna fall down. But they're still holding the line, and I guess that's what this comp does excel at, is just holding down this space, but they are gonna opt back up here. Worried about the hit onto the back line. He definitely should be. But Tanic now gonna be close with this May ult. Mine's gonna be dropped onto the point. Oh, Sonic Chronic's just trapped inside of it and doesn't really have a route to escape from. Trying to get out with the rest of the team, but the slam is gonna be big from Melon. Void Fiber doing a good job of marking his back angle against Yak. It's gonna be a blizzard on towards the point, but it's gonna only catch one. It's gonna be Booney. That's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade for trade. And Frost gonna pop their ultimate, but unfortunately getting taken down. A nice beat from Sliced Bread there. Helps keep the team alive. And with all the death, I mean, Puffles are doing a great job of really just stopping this bleeding out. Even though Yak and Melon still, basically, I mean, they still are deathless on this map. Still doing a lot of damage. And just holding down this point.
It's really interesting to see how, knowing you have Void Fiber on your team, you're picking like perhaps the most wide open push map. I said that
The may
as
matter, and yeah, he
as
catches
Void
two in
Fiber
the
gets
back line.
two.
Yeah. And there's some nice rooms for the Venture to like really rat into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done VODs with Void, and he's like, and they're like, you just control certain rooms, like control like key points, and like people like kind of have to play into. Like Yak and Frost and Melon kind of want to play through these like alleys. They don't always want to be like slamming from main, otherwise they're gonna take too much poke, you know?
Yeah.
I do like a swap over onto the Sombra. Like, you do a lot to counter out Melon and deny these dives that you've just been able to get so much value on. When I have another Mines, another Pulse online, Melon is gonna go down, and so is Void Fiber. So two big shooters down on both sides. Sliced Bread trying to stay alive here and keep the team healthy as well. And they do not manage to, as Yak does get that kill. And now it's just Tanic and Sonic Chronic fighting on this point. And although they got a okay amount of push there, I think Tanic's gonna end up getting staggered out into this back line and put in a very precarious spot. But when he comes back, he's gonna have that EMP, which is a very fight-changing ultimate.
I mean, Yak is 16-0, and the next highest kill person is Melon with 9. I think they really just need to. Just so easy to say, oh, just mark Yak, but like, you know. Like that.
Command EMP into Melon and Yak. That's one way to guarantee a mark on them. And again, a good job of stopping the bleeding. Like the stats, the kill board doesn't really reflect like I guess the overall. I mean, yes, you only have 15%, but that 15% is going to be a lot easier to gain than like with the other, like what the Horsegirls have to gain. Tanky does go down early though. And yeah, it's like they're struggling with its openness on this map, like especially when you get to this like top section, like it seems like you don't have that much space to play around, and Melon's just able to like evade around these like pillars through chokes, and it feels like it's just like survival for the side of the Puffles. But now it's gonna be a Tectonic used to beat on the other side of things, and Void Fiber gonna be dropped all the way down. Sonic left to fend for themselves. It's gonna pop the Annihilation on such low HP. Again, trying to turn this fight around by themselves, but I don't think they quite have it there. Now Tanic B fighting towards the point, catches two actually, with a pulse bomb is gonna stick, and Yak finding form, finding rhythm with those. And Frost gonna be able to sort of escort this bot solo. Actually, they're just gonna leave it. They're just gonna regroup with the team. Don't fall for the bait, Void. It's not worth it. Just leave it there.
But it's so hard to leave it.
And you can see, like, the swap over on the Torb indicates that, like, they're trying to play a lot slower with this composition now. Instead of absorb the dives, but Void Fiber trying to speed up a little bit with the Tectonic Shock. And finally get the kill onto Frost there, and the beat. Oh my gosh! Oh, I hate beating into that ultimate. But Xenobaba managed to get that one off. And Tanic B drops so low. The mine's gonna be invested, and that completely zones out Tanic and Sandy on one angle, Sliced Bread and Sonic on the other one. The pinch finally looking to come in here. Tanic B doing a nice job of marking it out, but unfortunately Sonic is gonna get picked out. Now you're going to be mechless for this next fight. But Melon may need to get a change of approach here because she's very weak in the backline, and it looks like the Torb swap is finally working into the side of the Horsegirls. Now a zoning core, that's going to give a lot of space, and it may not have that much cohesion, but I mean it's still doing a lot of damage. Like no matter what angle you come from, you can get punished. And that's exactly what happens from Frost. The ult comes in from Sandy. Rush is going to be dropped down. And Yak looking for one in the backline, but unable to find it. The pulse goes wide. And this turret has not been destroyed the entire time. And that's the advantage of having the Torb with this second tier of perks. You can just put the turret up on the angle, and who's contesting it? Nobody can. Also, nice turret though, but Tanic. He landed it, like, I know he wasn't trying to get it on this ledge, but he got it, like, right on the ledge.
That's gonna be epic. I mean, who can kill it, like Lucio and Curie?
Mm-hmm. You see Booney, like, loses half their health dealing with it, and that's no fault to Booney. And he does a good job of getting rid of it, but at the same time, like, you still, like, have to use your fight support to do that. And now double ultimates used. They want to win this point, they want to win it now. Void Fiber. Sliced Bread will pop both, and now makes this a very scrappy fight onto the point. The bomb is going to be invested. That's going to clear the mines, but Sliced Bread has to get out with their life.
Oh, crunch.
But Yak trying to be the hero in this fight. Now Frost is going to drop back in. Has a Tectonic to get back into this fight. It's less than 3 meters for the side of the Puffles. Will that be too much? Xenobaba so low, and Booty's just not there with the heals in time.
Oh,
now the rest of the squad back onto the flip, but Sonic kills 3! Sonic just looking so good right now. And now 2 meters off. Melon, the last pedestal or pillar standing in the way, and the Puffles have taken the lead. No ults.
They've got
to
core
see.
for the touch too. This is.
And Melon makes a swap over onto this Zarya here, trying to do anything to stop the torment from Sonic. And you have stuff to go in with, but you still don't really have anything to deal with this turret. And they immediately just turn onto Yak, force that recall so quickly. The Puffles playing smart, playing disciplined. They know they want to take this fight from an advantageous position. Cannot let The enemy team get high ground here. Yeah, can be very close to this fall. Zainab with a beat as well. But the core is going to be used from Tanic B on towards the point. And it's good. The spread is wide. And Melon just instantly deleted on the angle. The beat back in from Zainab is going to be there. And now we're looking for heroes. Where are they? We need Yak to come online right now. Otherwise, it's reverse sweep. Otherwise, it's disaster. And
Oh,
it might
no.
just be that the second seed will be all the Horsegirls get as the Puffles claim first, take down the Division of Death, and make it through.
I mean, what a series. That, I mean, going into map 3, for, like, after the first 2, you're like, okay, how did there's no way the Horsegirls lose this, right? And then the Puffles just did the exact same thing back to them. And then map 5 was really close. But the Puffles made, and we saw that throughout the series, right? The Puffles made the adaptations necessary. And the Horsegirls really only have, like, I mean, 1, maybe 2 comps they can play, right? Like, it's really going to be Hazard. It's going to be Ball. And the DPS line's going to be, like, Tracer Genji or Genji Reaper or Tracer Reaper, and the support line is almost always going to be Kiri Lucio, right? You will basically never see anything other than that unless there's one of those is banned. And so I think like Melon and Yak are more talented than Sonic and Void, but Sonic and Void had the flexibility that we saw in this series. And I think that'll be the decision maker going forward. And not just those two. I mean, Tanic P played like 10 different heroes. Sliced Bread was so good on Wu Yang that they like panic banned it for this last map. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. What do you think about what do you think about that?
I mean, if you're talking MVP, I mean, all of like literally this entire team just like stood out in a lot of ways. And they, by the way, they're down a player. They didn't have Ying for this match, so like this might be the comp they favor, but like still, like this is a really good showing from the Puffles who are down 1 and maybe have a little bit limited like hero pools or a little bit limited like looks that they can run for. They sometimes run the Ying on that DPS, so these 5 just really stood up and stood out in these last 3 maps especially. Uh, MVP wise, I don't know.
Um,
It's really tough.
I think it's between 2 people. I mean,
Who are your 2 people? I may ask.
this is gonna be very boring, right? But I think it's probably Sonic or Void. I mean,
Oh
or
my
I
gosh.
could also go for one of the supports, honestly.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with Sonic or Void. I just, it's like, I just don't want to have to choose between my 2 Pookies, you know? Like that's the issue.
Let's see.
Sad.
Let's see who has gotten it.
Who are the most kills on the? We can't even check that. I don't know.
I think Void had more kills on that last map.
Alright, let's give it to Void then. He played the Reaper. They did something. They did something we never thought they could do.
MVP Void Fiber for playing
The
one
Reaper.
hero on one map
Yeah.
and one hero on the other 4 maps.
Hmm.
Um,
That level of flexibility is what you need in Aurora.
honestly, that is pretty much all you need flexibility wise. So yeah, let me do this Void Fiber.
I just haven't talked to Void Fiber in so long, and I really miss him too. Like that's the real reason, guys. That's the real reason, Chad. I'm not gonna lie. I need the Void Fiber in my life.
Yeah, we do. And while we work on getting them in the voice chat. Move to production 1.
Bello.
Void Fiber.
Hello, goats.
I'll go. I'll go.
Holy, that was a game. I'm shaking. That was such a fun game.
Okay, so talk to me. What was the mood after map 2? Was it down? Was it in the dump?
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was down in the dumps. I was feeling like I was doing nothing. I went negative first map. But my team, they assured me. They're like, we're gonna win this. And we did, and we just didn't lose after that, you know? It's the lock-in. It's my team's vibes, it's the comms, it's everything.
Who is that? Who is that like voice of reason on the team? That strong-willed mind that keeps you pushing through the toughest of times.
Low key, it's everyone, but today I especially did notice Sandy was making crazy comms, just keeping us in. Uh, like I don't know, my sliced goat. We got tanning. I everybody was, but in game it was definitely Sandy.
Sandy compared to the GOAT Meme Supreme. Do you know Meme Supreme, Void?
I do not know Meme
Oh,
Supreme,
yeah, I'm not a ball
unfortunately.
knower,
I'm
unfortunately,
not a
but
ball
like,
knower.
I mean, compared to maybe one of the best players in Aurora esports history. Just trust me on
Oh,
that one.
okay,
Um,
okay, I'll believe.
yeah,
That's-
but best players in Aurora esports history. Void, I mean, you really performed on that Reaper character, even though people may have had doubts going into the map.
Yeah. I also had the doubts. I mean, I've been trying the first two games. I tried Queen, I tried Tracer, and then or other two games this season, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the Reaper. I was gonna try the Tracer, but I decided to lock it, and area equal cleared.
True, 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 true. Now, talk to me a little bit about the flexibility of your pool because I'm a captain this season, and I most notably remember from your signup, it says you said I can play more than venture, trust, or something
Hmm.
along those lines, right?
That
So
was
like,
yeah. It sounds just like
so like
it.
how we feeling in flexibility on a scale
You
of 1 to
know,
10?
I thought my tank would be better. So I'm not very flexible. I'm gonna have to put it at a 5. I got something. I got something else under there, but I also broke out an Ash during scrims. That was kind of doing okay. So there's
Holy,
some there, not much.
okay, okay, very goated.
Put that
Um,
on the award trophy. Kind of doing okay.
Exactly.
Corey, do you have any inspirational questions?
Yeah, I like hearing more about how other teams go through the picking a band versus a map process when it's your choice. Because I saw I think the Puffles did both options tonight.
Mhm.
So just kind of what factors do you consider when you're going for that decision?
Um, a lot for me is was somebody going nuclear last map on a character? Do we need to adjust for that? And is there something that like we really don't want to go do? It kind of just depends. If we're doing good, usually you're gonna pick a map, because you just want to control the battlefield, not as much the bands. It would be my guess. Um, but I don't have too much of a brain. If somebody's going crazy, I'm like, we need to ban that guy. And if not, if it's just kind of like a whole team's doing really good, it's like, okay, we need to pick them out.
I'm assuming you're referencing the tracer ban on Route 66.
Yeah, Yak is Yak is not my father tonight. I didn't play Tracer, but Yak is goat on Tracer. I can't compete with that.
It was a very stark difference. I mean, no flame to Yak, but he did go 0-5 on Route, so
Mhm.
the tracer ban was probably the most impactful ban I've seen so far this season for that map individually.
Mhm.
And yeah, that kind of swung the momentum back. Also, banning the diva, and then Sonic's like, I don't care, and then pulls out an insane Winston. I mean, I was not expecting that. I'm not gonna lie, in the slightest.
I wasn't either. He was like, you know what, guys, I kind of want to run the Winston here, and we hadn't really played it too much, but I was down. I love doing a Winston dive. And he did really good on the Winston. It was crazy.
It's the kind of thing
Definitely
you
have to
keep
be
in your
running that
back
more.
pocket for that
Yeah.
situation. Yeah, Ward, do you have anything else?
What's your opinion on the Blahaj?
Oh, I love the Blahaj. I got my Blahaj on my bed
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
Um,
same, 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 same.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Okay. Also, I have another question. If
Hmm.
Corey doesn't have any others, would if you were not the MVP, who would be and why?
I think I'm gonna have to go, even though my whole team did incredibly today. I'm gonna have to go Sandy for that exact reason of being the IGL. Really, especially fifth map, it was the comms were electric, like mainly because of Sandy. So I would have to go do say that. Not that Sandy didn't play very well, because Sandy played amazing throughout all of it. Just the comms made all the difference, I think. So yeah, it'd be Sandy.
Yippee!
Well,
Yippee.
there we have it. That was a great interview, and I was noticing the work Sandy was putting in, especially going into the Ag Tracer. It's not going to be easy, but
Mm-mm.
they got it done, and I would probably honestly, I would be a little sick. I'd be a little sick by map 5 of the Tracer in my backline and the ball. I'm not gonna lie. So
Mm-hmm.
having the mental not only to keep going, but also to rally your team behind you is impressive.
No, incredibly. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have enough power to move you back, but
Oh.
um, yeah. Thank
Okay,
you
I
for
guess I'll,
joining
I'll get out
us.
of here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Bye
Uh,
forever, boy fiber.
bye bye.
He inspires me every day. Okay, I'm looking at the production timer and I am 4 minutes and 35 seconds over my contracted hours. So I must head out. I don't know about you, Corey. Do you have any inspirational words to say to the production before you leave?
We need to see more hit scan gameplay. I'm tired of all this flex DPS stuff. All right, we need to usher in a new
Ooh,
hit scan meta. That's all
bad
I gotta say.
take, bad take,
Bad take.
bad take. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this was Aurora Esports. The Pittsburgh Puffles take down the Highland Horsegirls 3-2, and we're looking at a banger second stage coming up very, very shortly. But stay tuned. We still have a few more matches of stage 1 to finish up. So this was War, joined alongside Corey. I want to thank everybody for staying in, sticking through the reverse sweep from the Puffles. Map 5 banger. We'll see you next time on Aurora Esports.